I was just sitting here reminiscing, just thinking about something that happened a few days ago. Uh, so anyone who knows me, I'm from Los Angeles uh, slash Compton, if you want to say. But so anyway, anybody who knows anything about LA culture, about the gangs and different things like that we have in the city. And so there's a thing called like basically banging on someone or hitting someone up asking where you're from, right? So I already knew, I'd seen things in the Philippines about there being Bloods and Crips in Manila. I'm in Cebu, which basically is the second largest city. So and it's kind of similar to America in a sense because Manila's kind of like New York. There are buildings everywhere, a lot of people. And then LA is more. I mean, Cebu is more like LA in a sense because it's like mountains by the water. Everything. It's kind of similar to LA. So anyway, I knew about they had Bloods and Crips in Manila, and it's totally understandable and expected because I remember on a video I saw on social media, people were like, "How did they get over there?" Like, you have people in gangs in LA who do get deported. Like, there are a lot of Bloods and Crips and Belize because there are a lot of Belizean gangbangers in LA. But anyway, so hitting someone up or banging on someone is basically like uh, trying to see what you are or and let a person know what they are. Like, so a person may say, "What you know about this?" or "What you know about that?" or "Where you from?" Right? So anyway, I was seeing the way certain people were dressed, and I was like, because one day I was at my daughter's school, and one of the people there had a hat, and it said Crip on it, like a black hat or a blue hat or whatever. But Crip written, and it had the flag, had the blue flag in there, and I was like, well, we got Crips here, right? Like, so because it's kind of peaceful and mellow, it's nothing really happening. Which doesn't mean that every place that has Bloods and Crips is violence. That's a misconception. But anyway, um, so I started seeing people wear blue and have blue shoestrings. I was like, man, I don't think they got Crips here. I'm thinking. I mean, I said something to my wife. She's like, no, it's just a dress style. And I'm like, okay, she doesn't know, right? So eventually, so the other day, I was going to this mall. I forgot where I was going. I just came from the manager because I had to pray. And I was going to. I think I was supposed to meet my wife at this mall. I can't remember, but I went to the Masjid right down the street from where we go shopping. It's a little public market, wet market. Anyone who's seen the video about the building that collapsed because of the earthquake, that's where we were. So as I'm walking up, I end up taking a picture because I'm trying out these new smart glasses I just bought. I want to see how the picture was. So I took a picture, and not knowing that right after the picture, this little kid in the picture, you can see the little kid, he had some blue hanging out his right side of his pocket. And he ended up waving. He's like, "Where you from, bro?" And I was like, they always say, "Bro, where you from, bro?" I said, "I'm from California." As I turn to walk in, and he's like, "What you know about Crip?" And he's waving his little flag. I'm like, "What?" And I'm looking like, and this little girls there looking to see my reaction, right? You know what I mean? To look at me, and I'm like, "What?" I just walked in the mall. I'm like, "What the hell?" This little kid just banged on me, and the thing is about Filipino kids is that they look younger than they are. So you may think this kid is like 6 or 7 years old, or 8 years old, but he may be like 10, 11, or 12. That's because a lot of them look smaller, but some of them look bigger too. You may see some that are 12 years old and you think they're 16, 17, 18. It goes both ways. But you see more smaller ones and you see bigger ones. But yeah, this kid was probably like 10 or 11 or whatever, right? And then a few days later, I was on the bus and there was this guy. I'm talking about, he was just G'd up from head. I would say foot, but he had on slippers. He had on house shoes. I mean, not house shoes. He had on sandals, right? But you can see from the picture, he had on the shirt with the blue flag in the shirt. He had the belt. He had the hat. He had the flag on his head. He had a blue LA hat. The whole get down, right? And I'm like, wow, they really have Crips and stuff in this city. But yeah, that was just something. I just thought it was funny. Just something, you don't see every day. But yeah, that's the first time I got banged on outside of the country. I've been banged on, of course, in LA plenty of times. Been banged on in jail. Uh, I've been banged on in Tennessee. So hey, now I can add the Philippines to that list.